What it is, YouTube community? My name is Raphael, aka Ganasco, and I'm back with another YouTube video, man. You guys already know what it is, what it was, and what it went, man. We is back! And welcome to Bird Talk with Ganasco. In today's video, a video that I'm doing right after the James Bradberry video, and this is what I was supposed to be doing initially, which is my record prediction video. I must say, first, that the acquisition of James Bradberry changes things a little bit. It changes things a lot of bit. It changes things, you feel me? Like, it changes things. Week 1, we go to Detroit to play the Detroit Lions. Week 1, 1 o'clock game, Sunday. Of course, I have us winning that game. There's just no reason as to why we should lose that game. As a matter of fact, looking through this schedule, right? There's 12 teams on this list in which we should have no problem beating. There's 12 teams on the list that we should have no problem beating. Everybody on the list are teams that we're capable of beating. There are a handful of teams on here that are obviously capable of beating us as well, though. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, you know, we're not gonna have the most crazy season ever because, quite frankly, in the NFL you lose. And I was losing to bad teams on here and all of that. You feel what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with if your team is better or not. Just sometimes that's just how the cookie crumble. You feel what I'm saying? Oreos sound good right now, boy. They don't have Jameson Williams yet. He'll be injured. Just, you know, Jared Goff. The Detroit Lions organization has not been good for quite some time. So, yeah, I had that as a W. Moving on to week 2. That's a Monday night game. Minnesota comes to Philly, the first game for the Philadelphia Eagles at home. That's our home opener. Initially, I had us losing this game. Then I changed my mind to us winning it. But now with the acquisition of James Bradberry, I see us winning this game. So yes, I have us starting off 2-0 to this season. And man, James Bradberry is just a beautiful piece because they have Adam Thielen. They have, you know, they have Justin Jefferson, a dude that we should have on the team right now. But nonetheless, you know, they have a good receiving core, and to add James Bradberry, man, that just helps out. That just helps things out a lot. And then I see this crazy stat of, you know, Kirk Cousins, who I believe is a really good quarterback, not great and sure as hell not top 10, but he's a really good quarterback. Kirk Cousins doesn't perform well under the lights. You feel what I'm saying? He doesn't perform well on primetime games. And it's pretty crazy because I didn't look at it like that. But then again, I don't think of Kirk Cousins. So yeah, he doesn't do that well. So hopefully that continues. The Philadelphia Eagles take the dub in week 2 versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now granted, of course, this is a team that could easily beat us. I would not be shocked. Moving on to week 3, man. Eagles versus Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders, my boy. Most Philadelphia Eagles content creators, in which I am subscribed to damn near everybody, has us losing this game for our first L because you gotta put an L somewhere, right? We're not gonna go undefeated. You feel what I'm saying? Washington, in my opinion, I believe they are gonna be a pretty good team this year. I have them finishing second in the division, quite honestly, and I'll make another video on that as well. I don't see us losing this early to Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders in the season. I just don't see it happening. So there you have it. You know what I mean? We play the Washington Commanders week 3 and we take the dub. That is a 3-0 start. Moving on to week 4, big game. This is a game that I personally want to go to. And I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, as you guys know. And it's crazy. I'm relatively young, but nonetheless, I've been watching football for a very long time. And ever since I was 12 years old, you feel me? And I've been a fan of this team since then. It's crazy because I've never actually been to a Philadelphia Eagles game. And it's crazy because games are being played right across the street damn near. It's like a 15-minute drive here from where I stay at to Lincoln Financial Field. You feel me? 15 to 20-minute drive, to be honest. So it's crazy how I've never been to a Philadelphia Eagles game. That is changing this year. This is the first game that I personally want to attend at home. 1 o'clock game on a Sunday. Doug Peterson makes his return with the Jacksonville Jaguars to Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. I'm a big fan of Dougie P, man. You know what I'm saying? I really am. And initially, again, looking at the schedule, I had us losing this game because I just thought Coach Doug Peterson was about to, go off on us. And, Trevor Lawrence has high upside, and they've made some pretty good moves and acquisitions this year. Not yet. It's just not yet. It's not yet. It's not there yet. I don't see it happening. We should be able to whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to do our thing against the Jacksonville Jaguars week 4. So, yes, I have us winning that game as well. That is a 4-0 start, ladies and gentlefish. Let me tell you something. From a Philadelphia Eagles fan, listen, that sounds very inaccurate. We get it. But quite frankly, I'm looking at it at a standpoint of, is this team better than the Philadelphia Eagles? They are not. So quite frankly, I have us taking the dub. Moving on to week 5. We have the Arizona Cardinals, us traveling to Arizona to play the Arizona Cardinals. And last time we played the Arizona Cardinals was in Arizona as well. It was Jalen Hurts' second start, and my boy went off. It was a complete quarterback duel between Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray, who's a really good quarterback in this league. It was back and forth. It was tick for tack. It was just a phenomenal game. It was fun to watch, to be honest with you. And that day right there gained so much confidence for me against Arizona. He puts up that type of performance. It was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to watch. And he's gained my respect and heart since then. You know what I'm saying? So we are traveling to Arizona. This is a very, very beatable team. They lost D-Hop for 6 weeks. That's the best receiver in the league, if that. They lost Kirk Cousins. They gained Marquise Brown, but quite frankly, offensive line is usually in shambles. They have a really good running game, really good defense. We play Zach Ertz also. We go back to Arizona to play Zach Ertz. That should be dope. But I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe we'll win this game. I sure as hell cannot have us with a 5-0 start. I can't. This is our first L. We're going to lose to the Arizona Cardinals, at least according to my record prediction. Because personally, I believe we'll win this game because I just don't see us losing it. But our first L will be taken against the Arizona Cardinals, week 5, moving on to week 6. Week 6, we finally have the freaking Cowboys coming to Philly, finally, at home. The last couple times we played them was late as hell in the season, where the season don't even matter no more. We're winning this game. We're winning this game. I hate the way I'm sounding right now. It's sounding like I'm giving us every dub. It's just no way we should lose most of these games anyway. We have a relatively soft schedule. However, the Dallas Cowboys are still a good team. They're still the team to beat since they won the division last year, obviously. But they regressed a little bit. We've got exponentially better. They're in Philly, week 6, at a good time. My goodness, bro, we're winning that game. There's no way we will lose that. Now, granted, I don't see us sweeping the Cowboys, so you obviously know what's going on for the next pick. But nonetheless, we're not losing at home. It's just not happening. It's not going to happen. Moving on to week 7, which is a bye week, by the way. Moving on to week 8, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Philadelphia, right down the road to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Pittsburgh Steelers have not beaten the Eagles in Philly, and I believe like the last 4 to 6 times or something like that. I could be wrong. Could be 8 times. I just know that the last couple of times that they came to Philly to play us, they did not beat us. I have it remaining the same. I don't see the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Philadelphia Eagles at home. I just don't see it. Good team, great organization, of course. What the hell is going on at quarterback, right? So, yeah, sure as hell don't see them winning that game. Moving on to week 9. This is a short week, the following Thursday from that Sunday game. And this will be played in Houston or in Arlington. I don't know where they play. It's tough because, obviously, we should be able to win this game. But it's coming off a short week. We're traveling to Houston. They've added pretty solid pieces, but what the hell, Davis Mills, I can't. We're winning this game. We're winning this game, but it's always that one game where you had no business losing and then you lose it. So I can see us losing that game. I just can't do it right now. We're just a better team. So no, I have us winning against the Houston Texans in week 9. Moving on to week 10, another game that I want to attend to. I want to go to 2 games this year. The one being Doug Peterson's return home against the Jags. The other one being Carson Wentz return home. Week 10, the Washington Commanders. Primetime football. I believe Monday Night Football. Coming to Philly. Carson Wentz making his return to Philly to play the Philadelphia Eagles. This is going to be a freaking huge night. Um, and like I said, I believe Washington is going to be a pretty good team. I have the Philadelphia Eagles losing this game. I do. I have us losing this game at home, primetime football. I just think Carson Wentz is going to come back and he's going to have a really solid game. He's going to manage it pretty well and then make some pretty big plays. I would say 2 to 3 big plays, but he's going to manage it pretty well. And the Washington football team, or the Washington Commanders, excuse me, they're going to play with some heart and they're going to play with that grit and will to win. So I see that happening. I got us taking an L to the Washington Commanders. So at this point, I would have a 7-2. That sounds crazy, and it just sounds crazy to think about because it's the Philadelphia Eagles. But I have a 7-2 right now as it stands. Moving on to Week 11, where we travel to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts, and that's another team that I believe we're going to lose to. Obviously, we can easily win the game, but we're going to Indianapolis. Really good team. I believe they're going to form over there. They've always been a good team, another great organization. They have JT, Jonathan Taylor, a dude that I personally went to school with here in Salem, New Jersey. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, you know, we'll be excited to see that game because my boy be going crazy. But they have JT, best running back in the league. I have the Colts beating us in Week 11. So that will be back-to-back losses. Now we're 7-3. That makes it feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, moving on to Week 12. Week 12, I believe this is also Monday Night Football. It is against the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers will be traveling to Philadelphia to play us. I have that game being a W for the Philadelphia Eagles. Last couple times we played Green Bay, we've beaten them. And the last 4 times, I believe, especially them coming to Philadelphia, we've beaten the Green Bay Packers. I think it's just sort of a thing where the Packers, they have the most talented QB. Obviously, of all time, in my opinion. The greatest is Tom, but the most talented is just A-Rod. I love A-Rod. And another great organization, of course. But, quite frankly, I think that we have their number. At least recency bias shows it. You know, it's kind of like the Seahawks. The Seahawks, every time they play the Eagles, I just feel like we always lose against the Seahawks. So if this was a game this year, I would choose the Seahawks to beat us. It's just how it always goes. You feel what I'm saying? The very next week, this whole season, we've been playing storylines and stuff like that. Week 13, we play against Tennessee. Tennessee is coming to Philadelphia, I believe. Obviously, the whole A.J. Brown and Tennessee situation. Very big game. A team that could easily beat us. A really good team. They're coming to Philly. I just don't see it. I would have the Philadelphia Eagles winning that game against Tennessee. So now we're 9-3. Week 14, we have the Eagles going to East Rutherford, New Jersey to play the New York Giants. We're winning that game. Week 15, we travel to Chicago to play in Soldier Field against the Chicago Bears. To me, it just sounds like a tough game. It's always tough to play at Soldier Field. It's just not ready yet. I like Justin Fields. I like all of that, but they're just not ready yet. Again, a team that we should be able to beat. So just based off the teams that we should be able to beat, I have us winning this game. I would not be shocked if we lose. Week 16, my goodness, this is Christmas Eve. We are playing the Dallas Cowboys in Arlington, Texas, going to their home stadium, Christmas Eve, big game. Whoever wins this game, their fan base, whoever loses it, their fan base is going to have the most horrible Christmas and week. As I said earlier, I don't see the Cowboys beating us at home. It's just not, I don't see it. There's no way in hell. However, I don't see us sweeping the Cowboys either. I don't. So I have the Dallas Cowboys beating us at home. Well, at their home field rather. Christmas Eve. I have them having a pretty good Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So congrats to them because I think that's probably going to happen most likely. So yeah, I have us taking another L. That's our 4th L. And then moving on to week 17, we play the Saints. Saints coming to us. We have their number as well. We'll beat the Saints here at home. Wouldn't be shocked if we lose though. Really good team over there. And then finishing off the season, we have the New York Football Giants coming to Philadelphia to play the last game of the season, in which the game does not mean anything for the Philadelphia Eagles, because of course at that point we'll be in the playoffs. I have the New York Football Giants obviously winning the game. I think they'll win the game, last game of the season. So based off my record prediction and what I've seen, at least looking at this list of our schedule, I have the Philadelphia Eagles going 12-5. That was the record that I initially predicted us to go anyway. And before the schedule came out, I predicted us to go 12-5. So everything stayed true. I got us going 12-5 this year. I think it's definitely we'll definitely win 11 to 12 games this year. I think there's no doubt about it. However, I will say everything other than Hurts, obviously, Hurts has to put us over the top for us to be Super Bowl contenders for real. I think even more so than Hurts. And yes, everybody's going to disagree with this because he is our quarterback and that's the most important position on the field. Coach Nick Sirianni, and especially Jonathan Gannon, has to prove something this year. I feel if Jonathan Gannon screws up what he has on defense this year because he wants to play soft as hell like he does, we'll win 10 games. I believe we'll win 10 games. But if he can at least perform at a competent level, you know what I'm saying? And Nick Sirianni can do his thing. And of course, I believe in Jalen. I think Jalen is going to take a huge step this year. Then we should be fine. We should be able to win 11 to 12 games this year. So if you got through the whole video, I love you. Love you so very much. And nonetheless, I love you regardless. So thank you guys so very much for watching the video. Leave a like, add a comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel, dog. I love you guys. God bless you guys. And I'm up out of here.